In this episode of the Impaulsive podcast, Logan Paul reflects on his recent victory over Dillon Danis in a boxing match. He admits that he initially lied about not regretting choosing Danis as his opponent, but now he does regret it. He apologizes to his fiancée, Nina Agdal, for putting her through the torment of the fight's buildup. Logan discusses the fight itself and explains that he was disappointed he didn't get a knockout. He attributes this to fighting conservatively and not wanting to make any mistakes. He also mentions that Danis's defensive strategy of keeping his guard up made it difficult for Logan to land clean shots. The conversation then shifts to the controversy surrounding the fight's promotion. Eddie Hearn, a boxing promoter, criticizes the way the fight was promoted, stating that it would not have been allowed in traditional boxing. Logan acknowledges that the build-up to the fight went too far and that Danis crossed a line by targeting Nina. He believes that Danis's actions will have consequences and that he doesn't deserve another fight. Logan is asked if he plans to continue boxing and he says it depends on the opponent. He explains that he chose Danis because he had nothing to lose and everything to gain, but he would consider a super fight against a more respectable and professional opponent. He wants to showcase his skills and prove that he is a legitimate boxer. The conversation then turns to the KSI vs Tommy Fury fight, which took place on the same night as Logan's fight. Logan praises the intensity and aggression of that fight, contrasting it with his own fight against Danis. He admits that he may not have the same bloodlust as some fighters and struggles to find the balance between being a calm, strategic boxer and having the desire to hurt his opponent. Logan reflects on the unique position he and his brother, Jake Paul, are in as social media influencers turned boxers. He enjoys entertaining and finds boxing to be a practical skill that allows him to protect himself and his loved ones. He also mentions his interest in WWE and the potential for merging different worlds and breaking new ground. Logan continues by talking about his victory over Dillon Danis. He mentions that while he technically won by disqualification, he believes he deserved the victory as he was dominating the fight. He also addresses the controversy surrounding the end of the fight, where it appeared that the clock had run out before the scuffle between him and Danis. He questions how Danis can claim a knockout victory when it was a non-knockout victory. Logan also discusses the significance of his fight with Danis, noting that it trended #1 on ESPN and received a lot of attention. He reflects on the fact that his WWE matches have also trended #1, highlighting the popularity and reach of both platforms. He questions whether the risk of participating in these fights is worth the payoff, considering the potential for controversy and criticism. The conversation then shifts back to KSI's loss to Tommy Fury. Logan expresses his surprise at the outcome, noting that he believed the fight was closer to a draw and that KSI had performed well. He also comments on Tommy's celebration after the fight, stating that he believes Tommy is overreacting to his victories over YouTubers and that he should focus on pursuing a traditional boxing career. Logan then discusses his mindset going into the fight with Danis, particularly the challenge of forgiving him for the personal attacks he made against Logan and his loved ones. He explains that he had a meditation session with his girlfriend Nina Agdal, during which the word forgiveness kept coming to his mind. He also mentions that the name Jesus came to his mind during the meditation, which he found comforting. He emphasizes the power of forgiveness and how it allowed him to enter the fight with a calm mind. The conversation briefly touches on the national anthems played before the fights. Logan mentions that the UK audience booed the American national anthem, but he and his friends stood up and sang it proudly. He also acknowledges the importance of showing respect for the UK national anthem. Logan then addresses the question of whether he would have forgiven Danis if he had lost the fight. He admits that he had considered the possibility of losing and how he would handle it. He also mentions that he discussed this with Nina and that she was supportive of his decision to forgive Danis. The discussion then turns to the potential rematch between Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. Logan expresses his interest in seeing this fight happen, as he believes Jake can beat Tommy and make a significant amount of money from it. He also suggests that this rematch could be a good opportunity for Jake to rekindle his friendship with George Janko, who tweeted about Jesus being real after Logan's victory. Logan also mentions the positive response he received from his support system after the fight. He emphasizes the importance of relying on loved ones during difficult times and allowing them to build you up. He shares his appreciation for the support he received from his friends and family. The conversation briefly touches on Conor McGregor's reaction to Dillon Danis' loss. Logan believes that McGregor was trolling when he tweeted that he was pleased with Danis' performance. He suggests that McGregor was likely joking and taking the opportunity to mock Danis. Towards the end of the podcast, Logan mentions that the Impaulsive podcast will be taking a break. He mentions that they have upcoming episodes with Mark Cuban and Terry Crews, which he is excited about. He also expresses his gratitude for the support of the podcast and encourages listeners to be kind to one another.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe.